Finding daycare seems to be really challenging when I started looking for daycares. I had my daughter in the month of April last year, no, the day before, sorry, in 2025. So, and it was a pretty challenging. Everybody I asked, they say, oh, you need to start early looking out for childcares. There are a lot of wait times, and you need to check for the one which is closer to your home. And a lot of things was informed, and then again, I was in the knowledge pool, like so much of information was thrown at me, and I was confused. I was absolutely blown out as to like, what am I supposed to do? Who should I ask for? What is the process of getting a childcare in Canada? That was completely a new concept for me. So when I started looking out for it, like what is the right thing you should be looking for it? What am I supposed to do? All of that, right? So I one day started. I started looking for childcare once my child was about 6 months. Because like I mentioned, most of my friends told me there's a lot of wait time. I'm here in Vancouver, so you can understand there's a shortage of daycare here in Vancouver. And many of my friends told like, well, even when I announced that I was pregnant, my most of my friends started telling me the first thing that you need to look for a childcare. And I was like, my baby isn't born yet, like I need to see how things goes and then go ahead and apply for it, right? They didn't make sense at that time, but slowly when I started thinking about it, I need a daycare because when I start going out for work, I need to make sure my child is safe and settled in the daycare, right? Then I'll have a less tension and worry in my mind that I'm not constantly picking up my phone and listening where my child is and how she's doing, right? So what I did was I started researching about daycares on Google, as any mother would do, right? What are daycares? What are the hours? What would they do? And all of these things. So I found very little information on YouTube and such there, but I started reading about, since I was living in here in Vancouver and Greater Vancouver areas, I tried searching for daycare, and then I stumbled upon YMCA. See, I wasn't aware completely what YMCA is about. YMCA is a really huge organization which supports families in various different areas, I would say. Like, I don't want to pick it, that's a huge topic about YMCA altogether. So YMCA Childcare referral and I think it's childcare referral registry and referrals. So that is the full form of YMCA CCRR. So this is the division of YMCA which helps families to find daycare. So if anybody who is looking out for daycares, please visit their website. I'll mention the website in the description, and then there is an email and a phone number. You can contact them as well to find out the correct process of daycare. How do I find it? What are the fees? What are the benefits families can get out of it? So there's so much more information on their website, so I'll link that below. So what I did was I reached out to them. I said, listen, I have my daughter, she's just about going to be 5 to 6 months now, and I need to start looking out for daycare. So she said like, yes, this is the right time. So when are you planning to send her to the daycare, was the very first question I was asked. Since I had about a year and a half worth of maternity leave, so I said like, maybe when my child is around 13 to 14 months, I'm ready to send her to the daycare, because by then she'll be old enough to understand and see. Of course, even she's still very young at the 14-15 months, but still I wanted to start daycare at that time. So I started looking. So when the best thing and the less tension free thing I did was I contacted YMCA, called them, this is it, and this customer service is so good, so understanding. They said like, hey, which area are you looking in, so and so. I just gave them all the details, and they sent me about 15 to 16 daycare centers in the area where I live, and they asked me to like go and reach out to them, call them, visit them whenever they give you appointment, and then see the location and decide for yourself. So I said like, well, this is a great information, rather than googling and searching the hell out of Google and what you don't know anything about it, right? So I reached out to all the 14 to 15, but then out of those ones too, there were very few daycare centers which accept infants, which means under the age of 18 years and up until 3 years, they are considered infants, toddlers. So up until 3 years, they go to one of the daycares, right? And then once they become 3 years of age, they go to another preschool or daycare or preschool, which is from 3 years up to 5 years of age, right? And then 5 years onwards, you would start looking out for schools for them and then in nearby areas, right? So you need to reach out to them. But I'm concentrating more on the daycare for this topic. So what is the best time to start looking out for daycare is to decide when you want your child to go into the daycare. I've seen people leaving their children in daycare as young as 6 months of age, or I mean, most of them, when I left my daughter at the daycare, they were about almost a year and a half, close to 2 years, right? So that was the right age group. But I've talked to the caretakers and the teachers in the daycare, so they mentioned they've handled babies as young as 6 months and under. So they're very well trained and they know about it. But again, comes to the point, like if I'm emailing about, let's say, 8 or 10 of the daycares, first thing gets up is like, is there an availability, right? They will check their schedule and say like, oh, is there an available spot, right? Available spot isn't the reason, is there are only slots as in like 8 kids. That's a rule. I believe it's a restriction because more than 8 kids is very difficult to handle. So they have 8 kids in per batch, right? So at a time, the daycare can keep 8 kids. Anywhere the age ranges between anywhere under 3 years. Under 3 years, they would help take care of your child, which is under 3 years. So again, the challenging part was I would reach out to this 8 to 10 daycares, and most of them, they say like, well, we don't have a spot. We would have opening up until later when my work was starting. So they had opening. So my baby was born in April 2025. So this is like, say, she's 15 months now, right? So I was told like the daycare opening slot was sometime in September or October. I said like by that time I would be going to work and she won't be getting used to the new environment and new people, right? So she'll be scared. So I thought, let me look for a daycare which is availabilities prior to that. So then I reached out to every daycare available. So I used to email them, call them and find out if there is a spot available, and if there is a spot available, what is the start time, and if there are any earlier time slots available, or if there is acceptance of when my baby is about, like, say 14 or 15 months old, then when I wanted to start the daycare, right? So luckily it was quite a process of finding, because like I mentioned, daycares facilities, there's a shortage of daycares, to be honest, here in Vancouver. So we would want to start early as possible. But like I said, the best resource for you to check out is YMCA Childcare Registry and Referrals. Their organization is so good. And another important thing I wanted to bring it to you is, for YMCA, of course, they will help you find from age toddlers to up until 5 years, and 5 years onwards. Even for schooling, they will help you which are the best available schools and then what kind of preferences you would like to. I'll do another video based on the schooling, how do you find your school, what subjects and all that stuff. That comes in another video. Will hold for that. The another important thing I was informed was the affordable childcare benefit program. Now, most of the families living here in Vancouver, some could be well-to-do, which means like if their family income is more than $120,000 combined family income, husband and wife, so they still get affordable childcare benefit. They still get it, but they won't get as high as the people whose family income is less than $90,000 or even lesser than that, depending on your income scale. So it's always good to apply for affordable childcare benefit. So let's say if you happen to find a daycare which is closer to your home, it works best for your child, and then the timing is perfect, everything is good, ask the childcare centers if they have every childcare center has the affordable childcare benefit program signed up. It's a government program basically. So you would go to, if you just type in affordable childcare benefit, you'll have all the information about it. So what it is basically you fill in a form with all your information. It's a government link. I can just link that also in the description so you can find out and read more about it. So there are 2 sections to it. Part 1 is where your daycare center will give you a form filled with all the details in it, that this is the start date, this is the fees requirement of the childcare center, right? And then all of that information goes. That's one form. And the second information is your information, that your family income and all of that details have been taken in there, right? And then they'll ask you, when do you want to start your daycare and what's the reason. You could mention like you're going to work and then there's no one to take care of it. So, and timings of the schedule, right? Timings, what, like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Most of the daycares are around like 8:30 to 5:30ish. Some daycares start from 7:30. So, but yeah, you'll have to look for the daycares, which one works for you better. Depending on your area, you'll get that information, right? Yeah, do apply for affordable childcare benefit program. It's a very good program from the government, which helps you save at least, like say, depending if their salary is more than $120,000, even then you might be eligible for it, and you might at least get $300 to $500, somewhere between that range, subsidy from the government. So why not, right? If that's saving you that money, maybe you can use that money to put into your child's education or RESP and all of that details. Again, RESP, I don't want to touch on it right now. That's a completely different topic, but just a suggestion, right? So keep that money for their savings or education or whatever you want to do it. Man, any families who are whose family income is less than $90,000 or even lesser than that, you may be eligible for covering the entire cost of the childcare depending on your family income. That also has happened, of course. And initially when I started applying, I was told the turnaround time is somewhere around 2 months, 3 months. There's a lot of backup, but that has changed now. When I applied, I got the reply within a week, I would say, even less than a week. Within the 2 to 3 days, my application was accepted. They would figure out all this. There's a team member from the government employee. They will call you. They'll find out more information from you regarding what time you're going back to work and why do you need childcare and your family situation and income and all of that stuff, right? Because you'll give permission to have access to your CRA services, so they will pretty much have information about all of that, and they'll approve based on the application and stuff. They'll tell you how much you will be approved for the childcare, right? This is something really, really important, and they'll help you save some dollars, right? Why not? Please definitely apply for it. Apart from that, after searching daycare centers from YMCA, applying for affordable childcare centers, even after that, there's another important thing I would really want all the parents to look is when you go visit the location, right? Go visit the childcare. Usually they will give you a tour. All of them, in fact, they'll want you to go check out their facility, see how the cleanliness, how the hygiene aspects of it are, see if they're licensed, right? And then health and safety inspection records have been up to date, all of these information. So you can ask them basically, right? Are they licensed? Are they health and safety records are up to date? The hygiene factor of it, and then the staff, how is the staff? Are they friendly enough? If they take care of your child, you want to know what your child will be going through, right? So what place they will be in, what are the kind of education and environment they're going to provide for your child. So you want to be verifying and then assuring all of these things are set up ahead of time. So this is what I wanted to share. I've been lucky that I was able to find a daycare when my daughter was 6 months of age, and to secure her spot, what I did was I had to, this was informed by the childcare center that I had to pay a fee to secure her spot, and then when she's ready to go to the daycare, we can send her, right? So, and I did apply for affordable childcare benefit, and then I did get a good amount of benefit from it. So definitely do check out these informations. I'll put all the websites details in the description. Please look out for it. And yeah, let's see, hopefully your child finds a safe place and home. For more information about parenting and childcare, and then learning about all the mom journey going ahead, motherhood journey, keep signing to my subscribe to my channel, and then look out for more videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye.